Alright, so let's go ahead and create a simple Python or Django application. So what should we do? Okay, let's just go into a virtual environment within Python. Python. So I would like to use. Okay, so I went ahead before the video. I went ahead and installed the required modules, the required software applications that we're going to use. I installed on Windows 10. I installed Python, Anaconda. I installed a PyCharm Community Edition IDE, so we can edit the Python files. And within the Bash, within Ubuntu, I installed Python pip as well as the virtual environment, and I changed my the color scheme of the terminal to make it look much better. Alright, now so I'm gonna go ahead and see where I'm currently located here. Now as you can see, the mount, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it's this location up here, print working directory, this directory here. This is actually my Windows directory. So just because I'm within Linux, I still have access to the Windows directories and so forth. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change directories. Let me just back up once. Okay, so I'm in users. Let's back up again to make it simple. Okay, so right now it's just pointed to the C drive. So right now I'm in the C drive, Windows C drive. So I'm going to create a directory. Just call it code. Okay, and I'm going to go into code, print working directory. So I'm within that directory here, right? So now I'm going to create a Python virtual environment. So virtual environment -p. Basically, I'm going to tell Python, hey, I want a virtual environment. I want to use my Python 3.5 instead of the default version, which is, I think, is 2.7. So Python 3.5. Let's just call it demo. Okay, so it's spawning up that virtual environment. It should take a while depending on the speed, so I'm just going to pause it until it's ready. Oh, that was quick. Okay, so the virtual environment is up, so I'm going to go into it. Okay, and it's nothing much in here, it's just default code. So basically the reason for the virtual environment, so I can, like I said previously, I can just have everything in one location, and I could just package it up and send it off. If I want to upload it to GitHub or another web hosting, it'll be easy instead of just locating. Because right now you can actually create a requirements file, and you can say, okay, all these modules are required for this application. And then when you install it on a machine, another machine or on a server, it will actually pull those modules. So I did that, so let me just activate that. So and I have the bin directory, so I could just do source bin activate, and then you can see I'm inside the demos virtual environment now. So right now I'm going to install Django, so I'm just going to do pip install Django and give me the latest version. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and see if I have that cached. If not, it's going to pull it from the server and download it from the Django server. Okay, when that's complete, I'm going to create another subdirectory, and that's what I'm going to put most of my files, most of my applications. Let me just go ahead and pause this. All right, that completed it. It's successfully installed. So if I can do a, what is that, pip freeze, basically I can see what's installed right now. Right now, the only modules installed is Django. Okay, that's good. So let me just go ahead and make that subdirectory. I'm just call it demo. Excuse me. Okay, so within here, then I can run the actual Django admin command to actually start the project. Okay, and then I love the auto completion. So start project, and I'm just calling it demo. Basically, the name of the project is going to be demo, and I want you to place it in the demo directory, which I created up there. Okay, so that's completed. Let me just do an ls. Right, so that's in here. Let me just go inside the demo. Okay, and working directory demos, inside demo. All right, so and then from here I'm going to create a my apps directory, which is my applications folder. This is where my the actual scripts or actual files are going to be located. Make their app. Okay, and then I'm going to run another Django admin command, which is going to basically start the application. So sorry about that. Someone just knocked on the door. All right, so that's going to basically start the application. So it's going to be Django admin, and it's going to be, instead of start project, it's going to be start app, and of course the name of the app and the name of the directory. Okay, and that's complete. So we have our skeleton, we have our structure. So the next thing, we can just bring up the editor, and we can just navigate to that directory, and we can start making some changes to the required files. Okay, so we can just open, and then we can just navigate to code, demos. Okay. Okay, let's just make sure that it's pointing. Yep, it's pointing to the correct Python that we have on the Windows machine. Okay, so once it's okay, so from here, let's navigate to demos, demo settings, and we actually have to tell we have to actually input the name of our app, so we don't actually know that app is residing within here, within this directory. Okay, save that. Okay, so now since we don't have any models, we don't have anything to actually migrate, but we can actually just migrate the default, which is going to allow us to actually log into the admin section, because Django provides, by default, they provide some nifty tools where you can actually log in the admin section, and it's very customizable, where you can actually make changes and stuff. So the only thing we have to do for that is we have to just say I learned that you have to run sudo for this environment. I'm not sure why, but so it's sudo python. Wait, let me make sure I have my manage. Yes, it's in here. So it's sudo python manage py, and then just migrate the existing migration we have. virtual environment. Let's see what it's saying. So it seems like Python can't find Django. All right, let's see. We can fix that. Let's see if we can add that to the path, which I think. Oops. No, I don't want to install that. I believe. Let's see. CD and demo. Okay, so settings. Well, I'm looking for the actual for the path of the modules that's currently installed. Migrations. Well, it'll be much easier. Just go right to Windows. Bring that up and see. Was a C code demos. So it's in the demos and the lib directory, Python, site packages, Django. Okay, so that's the path. Okay, so let's just add the path. So Python path, and that's going to equals to ME. Yes. Thank goodness for code completion. C drive, that was code, demos. I mean, this is just for the, you know what, I'm not going to do it this way because I shouldn't have to, point it to that, but it's good if you do that also. But you right now, I'm messing with the actual environment for the entire system, not just for the virtual thing. So if I'm going to do that, I might as well just install the what is it? Oof, I just went blank. Django globally, and instead of, so just pip install Django. So that way I won't have to add any direct paths and so forth. Okay, so it's saying, oops, I have to exit. If I hit exit, I'm gonna get out of the bash. I know it. Okay, so let me just run it from here. I'm gonna just run the pip install Django. I mean, it's good to have it globally set also, but within your the virtual environment, let's just make sure that within the requirements file, if you want to use a specific version, just put that version in the requirements file. So it'll be like Django equals 1.09 or something like that. If we go further in this tutorial, I mean, if we go all the way to uploading into a web hosting server, I will create that requirements file. But for right now, it's really not required. Okay, so I'm going to pause it until this is complete. Okay, so I'm done with the install. So let me just go right back to the directory where we have our code. Okay, and let me just go back one time. Alright, so I can do a source. So now let's run that command again. Python. Let me just run a sudo Python manage migrate. Okay. And there we go. So basically, I mean, even though we didn't create any migrations ourselves, by default there's some migrations in there that has to do with authentication. So it would automatically create tables for username and passwords and that sort of things. So now we should be able to launch the application and log in. But before we can launch it, we have to start the server. So Python provides a little nifty server. So let's do a sudo Python manage and just start. Oops, not start, it's run server. And there you go. It's localhost or 127.0.0.1.8000. So I can just bring up a Google Chrome and just go to that address. So it's HTTP local. Whoa, what's going on? Localhost, and that was 8,000 port 8,000, right? And there we go. So you see, we're running the actual code within Linux, right? And the server is actually residing in Linux that's parsing this serving this application. Okay, now let's test the login. I don't believe we can actually, let me see, what did that do here? I just migrated. Yeah, I think I jumped the gun. Let me just break out of it by hitting Control C. We would have to actually create a user first, right, before we can log in, because by default there is no user. They don't provide a default user. Django does not provide a default username and password, so we would have to create that ourselves. But so in order to do that, it's a simple, let me just go up one time. It's a simple command. It's as simple as create super user. That's it. So it's Python manage py create super user, and it should prompt you for all the information that you need, right? So I'm gonna put my login name. I'm gonna put my fake email address, password, confirm the password, and there we go. The user is created. So this is the administrator account we just created. So now I can run the server. Okay, it's running, no errors. Okay, so now in order to log into the admin page, we would have to just hit admin. That's it. And there we go. We have a Django administration login. So it was J Clark, a very secret password, login, and no. And there we go. We have a very nifty little back-end administration page where we can make some back-end changes to data, add data, modifying data, and so forth. Again, this is the back-end, so the users would not see this. The user will see this. This is the page that the user will see, which is very ugly right now, because by default that we can change that. But it looks so good so far. I mean, this is not going to be a Django course, but I'm just showing you how we can actually serve some actual Python Django content, from within Windows, but it's running in Linux. All right, until the next time.